Lumen students, it's week 23, and this is your Monday video. We're talking about language arts, and I've got some information today that's going to make you the smartest student on the planet. I guarantee it. Did you know that 3 out of 4 students do not know how to perform a Google search correctly? That is true. Okay, you're going to be one of that elite 25% at the top of the class who knows how to do a Google search properly. You may be wondering to yourself, what? I know how to Google search. Well, there are some tips and some tricks that you are going to be blown away by, and I've got them hidden in my hat. So what's up my hat? What's up my sleeve? What's under my hat today? Well, we're going to be learning about how to effectively perform research. We talked about thesis sentences last week. We talked about using a map and coming up with 3 kind of items you wanted to cover and things you wanted to talk about in your paper. Well, today we're going to learn about how important it is to do research to back up those items that you want to talk about. The credibility of your paper increases if you've got some research behind it, right? Research. That sounds so boring. Hey, but it isn't. If you like being on the computer, if you like Googling things, then you're going to like research. Trust me. And you're going to love these tips and tricks that I'm going to tell you about. So, research is important. But just Googling anything or asking Google a question isn't going to get you the good quality answers that you need, okay? So what if you were asked by your teacher to tell, let's see, what could we research? We want to know, for example, how many species of poisonous snakes there are in the United States. Okay, you would not do a Google search this way by asking how many poisonous snakes are there in the U.S.? Okay, Google, tell me the answer, right? Google can't make sense of all that, okay? It'll pick out a couple keywords, poisonous snakes in U.S., and you'll have to weed through lots of information to find the answer, okay? But what if I tell you that the way you type in your question makes all the difference, okay? And here are some keys, okay? You can tell Google to only search a certain site by writing the word site and then by putting 2 dots, okay, a colon after it, okay? You can tell Google that you want to just search for a specific exact phrase by putting quotation marks around the phrase that you want Google to search for. Cool, right? If you do this little squiggly line, kind of looks like a hyphen, but it's kind of curly. That means to search related terms, okay? And the minus sign means, or the hyphen, means to minus that term. So search for this exact phrase. You can search for related words, but minus these words. And then show results in a specific time range. Okay, let's test this out. Okay, so we want Let's do a different search. Since we're not a science, we're not teaching, I'm not doing science, so I don't really care about poisonous snakes, okay? Let Mrs. Robertson worry about the poisonous snakes. Let's search for Shakespeare quotes in movies. What if I want to find out what are some Shakespeare quotes that have been found in movies? Okay, let's see if I do a regular Google search with the question, how many Shakespeare quotes have been in movies? What kind of results do you think I'm going to get from that search? Let's see what we have. Okay. Here's one that says 10 Shakespeare references in Disney movies, 7 movies that are cleverly disguised Shakespeare adaptations, Shakespeare, non-Shakespeare movies that quote Shakespeare, list of titles of works taken from Shakespeare. Okay, so we're kind of getting some answers, but what if I were to do it this way? What if I find most of my movie information on IMDb? Okay, so I'm going to write this site down as IMDb. And I want to search for the exact phrase, Shakespeare quotes, search related. So let's do Shakespeare quotes in movies, or related words would be films. Minus, I can't think of any minus this term. And let's do show results in a time range. Let's do movies just from 2010 to 2016. Okay, so I've got to do that. And I've got to do that. Okay, let's see if I can type in my Google search. And let me show you how I'm going to type this in my search engine. Okay. So I'm going to go site IMDb. Then I want to go quotes. And I want and let's do search related, this one. We're going to say movies and let's do films from 2010 ... 2016. Search. Famous Shakespeare quotes caught on film. I think this is going to be perfect. Okay, Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. He's quoted a lot of different movies. Interesting. Okay, we need to check that out. Let's see what other. Willy Wonka quoted Shakespeare all the time. Let's see what other Shakespeare quotes we can find from movies from that search. Okay. The Godfather, The Lion King. The Lion King, cool. Star Trek. Cool. Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Lend Me Your Ears from Julius Caesar, Act 3, Scene 3. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burn and cauldron bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble. Something wicked this way comes. Eye of newt and toe of frog. Wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm sting. Lizard's leg and howlet's wing. Twilight. Oh no. Scary picture. Okay, so there we go. We were pretty successful in finding some famous Shakespeare quotes in movies, okay? Using those search techniques that we had talked about. And the one other thing I want to cover for you is how to find, how to judge the credibility, okay, of your sources, okay? So one thing that you should look for is that the author is stated, okay, and that the contact information of the author is also given. That's really interesting. Credible authors, so if you want to find a quote that you're for sure is accurate and that, you know, it's not like that All About Explorers that we looked up, you want to have author information. The author is given contact information. The author has maybe some credentials that they're an expert in their field in some way. The site needs to look professional, clean, and organized. For most of our research, blogs aren't the best place to look. If there are a lot of typos and errors on the website, that's a clue that this probably isn't a reputable site. And take a look at the purpose of the site. Are they trying to preach? Are they trying to convince you of something? Then that's not a credible source, okay? Look for sources that are appropriate to your topic. If you're searching for heart disease, go to like the American Heart Association, their site. Don't go to a site that, you know, is just not medical at all, okay? Make sure that you're finding your sources in credible places and you know that they're accurate, okay? I want to give you a challenge. I want to do one more search. Let's see if we can find... I really like this site, Ducksters. And I would love to see what they have about Queen Elizabeth. Search related. I'm going to put Golden Age of England will be my related term, minus current queen. I don't want them to search for the current Queen Elizabeth. I want the one in the past, okay? So I really like doing research at Ducksters. I'm going to check for Queen Elizabeth. I want to make sure she's in the Golden Age, so that's the related search term without the current. Okay, and maybe I shouldn't do Queen. Current royalty, I'll say, because Queen has to be okay. They can search for Queen, just not current royalty. Okay, so I type in, let me show you again how I'm going to do my search. I type in site, and the site I'm interested in is Dexter's. Okay, then I'm going to do quotes because I want to find information about Queen Elizabeth. And a related term is Golden Age of England. But I want to do a minus with my hyphen. Where's that? Back here. Minus current royalty. And we don't care the years that these are found, okay? Queen Elizabeth for kids. Wow, that's awesome. Okay. Let's see if we can find one thing, okay? So, throughout Elizabeth's long 44-year reign as queen, many people tried to have her assassinated and to take over her throne. This included her cousin, Queen Mary of Scots, who tried to have Elizabeth killed numerous times. Finally, Elizabeth had the Queen of Scots captured and put to death. In order to know who was plotting against her, Elizabeth set up a spy network throughout England. Her spy network was run by another member of her Privy Council, Sir Francis Walsingham. Okay, awesome. Here are some interesting facts about Queen Elizabeth I. In 1562, she became sick with smallpox. Unlike many people who died from the disease, she managed to survive. Elizabeth liked to have pictures painted of her. There were more portraits painted of her than any other English monarch. After becoming queen, Elizabeth enjoyed dressing in fancy gowns. The style at times followed her lead, becoming full of ruffles, braids, wide sleeves, intricate embroidery, and lined with jewels. By the end of her reign, there were around 200,000 people living in the city of London, and she was a huge fan of William Shakespeare's plays. Her nicknames included Good Queen Bess and the Virgin Queen. Okay, some fun details and some things that we learned. Okay. All right. So if you would search for Dexter's, I want you to search Dexter's, and then let's search for Galileo. And then a related phrase could be scientist. I don't think we have any minus terms, right? But I want you to perform this search on Dexter's. Use that site, and then Dexter's, and then do quotes, Galileo. Okay? Don't search, unrelated terms include scientist. Okay? Please, you follow this outline and see what you can find. Read a little bit about Galileo, and then type in a quote, okay, that something you learned from this site and this search that you learned about Galileo, okay? And that's all you have to do for your easy item this week if you want to do action item 23.4, okay? Thank you very much.